Niger's military leadership has thrown its weight behind a coup against its president Mohamed Bazoum, even as Bazoum vowed to protect his country's hard-won democratic gains. The military command declared its support for the coup instigated by soldiers of the Presidential Guard and said its priority was to avoid destabilizing the country. Niger has been rocked by what could be its fifth coup since it gained independence from France in 1960. Good morning, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Political parties start legworks for the formation of a new government in Koshi province after the Supreme Court scraps the appointment of Koshi Chief Minister Uddhav Thapa. More than 2,300 people dead from drowning in the country in the past 3 years. Public lack awareness regarding drowning. Not enough manpower for rescue efforts due to government apathy. Supporters of a coup in Niger attacked the headquarters of the ousted president's party, setting it on fire. The coup condemned by international community who urged for the president's release. And Argentina make a comeback to draw 2-2 against South Africa in the FIFA Women's World Cup. England to face Denmark and China up against Haiti in matches later today. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has returned home this morning after completing a 4-day visit to Italy. Prime Minister Dahal had departed for Italy last Saturday to attend the United Nations Food Systems Summit in Rome. Speaking at a press conference organized at the Trivandrum International Airport upon his arrival earlier this morning, Premier Dahal stated that his trip to Italy was very successful. He informed that important issues were raised by Nepal at the summit. Prime Minister Dahal also said that foreign countries had assured to increase their assistance to Nepal. Premier Dahal had addressed the official opening session of the United Nations Food Systems Summit in the capacity of the chair of the Global Coordination Bureau of the Least Developed Countries. On the sidelines of the summit, Prime Minister Dahal also held meetings with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, Prime Minister of Bangladesh Sheikh Hasina, among other high-ranking officials. The 13-member delegation to Rome that was led by Premier Dahal included Minister for Agriculture and Livestock Development Beduram Bhushal, Foreign Secretary Bharat Raj Paudel, and members of the Prime Minister's Secretariat Ganga Dahal and Ramesh Malla. After the Supreme Court scrapped the appointment of Koshi Province Chief Minister Uddhav Thapa yesterday, terming it as unconstitutional, then Chief Minister Hikmat Kumar Karki has claimed that he will lead the caretaker government of the province. Leader of the largest party of the province, CPN UML, Karki, who was in Kathmandu earlier today, said that he would go to Biratnagar today to take the responsibility of the Chief Minister of Koshi Province. Although the Supreme Court has termed the appointment of Uddhav Thapa as the Chief Minister of Koshi Province unconstitutional, it has not mentioned who will lead the province government. Due to the unclear verdict of the Apex Court, even legal experts are confused on who would take the responsibility to lead of the Chief Minister in Koshi Province. With the court verdict that Nepali Congress Parliamentary Party leader Uddhav Thapa's election as the Chief Minister was unconstitutional, alongside the court's directive to form a new government within 7 days, parties including Nepali Congress, CPN Maoist Center, among others, have said that their efforts are on to strike a new coalition. In the meantime, opposition CPN UML has also expressed confidence to form a new government under its leadership. CPN UML has intensified preparations to stake the claim for the new government within the Supreme Court deadline. CPN UML is also the largest party in Koshi province with 40 members. It needs the support of 47 members to strike a majority in Koshi province, which has a total of 93 members. Nepali Congress has 29 seats, CPN Maoist Center has 12, excluding the Speaker. Rashtriya Prajatantra Party has 6, CPN Unified Socialist has 4, and Janata Samajwadi Party has 1 seat. The Office of the Company Registrar has sent details of Ready Trade to the Department of Revenue Investigations. Ready Trade had imported around 1 quintal of illegal gold on the night of 19th of July, a week ago. The company that was registered on 2nd of April earlier this year has imported brake shoes of motorcycles and other parts from Hong Kong on 33 occasions. The department demanded the details of the company with the registrar for investigation after its owner was arrested in connection with the gold scam. The company has been registered in the name of Dilip Bhujel, a resident of Dolkha, while advocate Ganga Shrestha had provided his signature while registering the company. The office of the registrar has said that the company was registered under the authority of Narayan Praja of Dhading. The bill related to loan sharking, which was passed by the House of Representatives, has been endorsed by the National Assembly with majority. The bill, which was halted by the National Assembly citing procedural issue, was passed with majority yesterday. The ordinance, which was introduced by the government in a bid to ensure justice for the loan shark victims, was registered at the upper house as a replacement bill. Chairperson of the National Assembly, Ganesh Timilsina, had been obstructing the bill, citing the House of Representatives failed to complete required procedures within 60 days. Chairperson Timilsina accepted the bill following legal advice and answers furnished by the Minister for Law at the Parliament. Addressing the meeting, Chair Timilsina said that Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Dhanraj Gurung had realized that the delay was due to some technical reason. Minister Gurung had pledged not to repeat the same mistakes in the future. The bill, which has been deemed controversial since it also aims at amending some of the acts of civil code, will be implemented after its certification by the President. Meanwhile, CPN UML leader Devendra Dahal had demanded for the formation of a high-level committee and the resignation of the Minister for Home Affairs for an impartial investigation on the gold smuggling case. The next meeting of the National Assembly is scheduled for 3rd of August. 2,306 people have died from drowning in the country in the past 3 years. However, the government has not taken any initiatives to lower the number of deaths due to drowning. The number has been increasing due to lack of public awareness and negligence. According to the statistics provided by the Nepal police, 48 people have died from drowning during this fiscal year. Likewise, in the past Nepalese fiscal year 2079-80, there were 577 deaths from drowning, while there were 823 deaths in 2078-79 and 906 deaths from drowning in the fiscal year 2077-78. In the past 7 years, 732 children died by drowning in bucket filled with water. The highest number of deaths from drowning was registered in Lumini province. 437 deaths due to drowning was recorded in Lumini province in the past 3 years. Likewise, Koshi province registered 413 deaths from drowning, while Madhya province also registered 413 deaths. Likewise, there were 62 deaths from drowning in Kathmandu in the past 3 years. Although the number of deaths has been high every year, the government has not paid any attention to minimize the number. After the number of deaths from drowning started to rise, the Armed Police Force established a separate workforce for rescue some 11 years ago. The Armed Police Force has 72 rescuers that rescue underwater. However, this manpower is not enough to bring down the number of deaths caused by drowning. Experts opine that the number of deaths from drowning can be reduced if the local governments can increase public awareness. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces what the government must do to provide relief and relocate victims of natural disasters. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
रात दिँदाखेरि आफ्नो आफ्नो पार्टी कार्यकर्ता आफ्नो आफ्नो मान्छेहरूलाई रात दिने हाम्रो त्यस्तो परम्परा छ। यो परम्परा चाहिँ अन्त्य हुनुपर्छ।
खानी बस्नेको व्यवस्था गरिदियो भने उनीहरूलाई तत्कालको अवस्थाबाट उनीहरू केही रात महसुस गर्न सक्दछ।
सुरक्षित ठाउँमा बसाल्नु पर्यो।
सरकारले विपद व्यवस्थापन कार्यदल गठन गर्न पर्यो। विपद आउन बित्तिकै विपदमा परेका व्यक्तिहरूलाई उद्धार गर्नु पर्यो, राहत सामग्री वितरण गर्नु पर्यो।
घाइतेहरूलाई निःशुल्क औषधि उपचार गर्नुपर्छ।
तालिमको व्यवस्था गर्ने अथवा रोजगारको व्यवस्था गर्ने र तिनीहरूलाई बसोबासको पनि व्यवस्था गर्ने।
नीति कार्यान्वयनमा नै कार्यक्रम मात्रै होइन, कार्यक्रम लागू गर्नका लागि तत्परता देखाउनु पर्यो।
बाढी पहिरो जाने र खोलाका छेउछाउमा बस्ती बसाल्ने काम गर्न भएन।
रोजगारीको व्यवस्था गर्नुपर्छ।
खाने नपाउनेलाई खान दिनु पर्यो। अब लाउने नपाउनेहरूलाई लाउन बस्नको बासहरूको
व्यवस्था गरिदिनु पर्यो।
विपदमा चाहिँ तडपिरहनु भएको छ, उहाँलाई चाँडोभन्दा चाँडो राहत उपलब्ध गराइदिनु पर्ने।
भविष्यमा घट्ने घटनाहरूलाई सबै मध्यनजर गर्दै त्यो खालको व्यवस्थापन गरी उचित न्याय र उचित व्यवस्थापन गर्न आवश्यक छ।
खोलाको तिरमा बस्न दिनु हुँदैन।
अति नै जोखिममा परेको मान्छेहरूलाई घाँस बाँस कपासको व्यवस्था सर्वप्रथम मिलाउनु पर्छ।
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. Why is there lack of yardstick for maintaining greenery at the roadsides of urban areas? Your options are A, considered unnecessary, B, lack of expertise, and C, no such practices. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international updates. Supporters of a coup in Niger have attacked the headquarters of the ousted president's party, setting it on fire and stoning and burning cars outside. The small group of arsonists had broken away from a larger show of support for the coup leaders outside parliament, where Russian flags were on show. The army has now given its backing to the troops who took President Mohamed Bazoum captive on Wednesday. Russia joined other countries and the UN in calling for Bazoum's release. The 64-year-old, who was elected as Niger's president 2 years ago, is a key Western ally in the fight against Islamist militants in West Africa. The US and France, the former colonial power, both have military bases in the uranium-rich country and have condemned the coup. Bazoum's foreign minister has also been trying to rally support and urge dialogue, but the army chief of staff said he was backing the takeover to avoid fighting within the armed forces. It remains unclear who is really in charge of Niger, as the junta has not announced its leader. The state TV has been repeating the late-night coup announcement interspersed with patriotic music and Quranic verses, and its usual lunchtime news bulletin was not aired. But in the capital, Niamey, shops and markets opened for business, and after delays due to heavy rain early in the morning, coup supporters took to the streets. The hundreds who gathered outside the National Assembly had some Russian flags. The coup supporters accused the party of corruption and not doing enough to improve the security situation and end the long-running jihadist insurgency in the country. Two neighboring countries, Mali and Burkina Faso, have experienced coups triggered by Islamist uprisings in recent years. In both countries, the new military leaders have moved closer to Russia after falling out with France. Amid blistering heat waves, scientists say July is virtually certain to be the world's warmest month on record. So hot has the month been to date that researchers are confident the 2019 record will be broken, even with several days to go. UN Chief Antonio Guterres said the planet is entering an era of global boiling. Scientists agree that extra heat is mainly linked to fossil fuel use. US President Joe Biden described climate change as an existential threat and that no one can deny the impact of climate change anymore. Some experts believe that July might well be the warmest month in the past 120,000 years. Researchers are not surprised that July is set to break the current record for the warmest month, as there have been plenty of indications in recent weeks that the world is seeing far greater levels of heating. According to the Copernicus Climate Change Service, the world's warmest day occurred on 6th of July, and the hottest 23 days ever recorded were all this month. Researchers are confident that emissions of fossil fuels from human activities are mostly to blame for the levels of warming we are now seeing. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.